Yeah.
Cool. Hello, Stan Horseman.
Hello.
Hi,
hello,
Stan.
hello, and hello again.
Hello.
Peter and Sam, that's me. We're going to chat to you about all your time at SIYT. Starting off, when did you join SIYT?
I think I joined, it was end of 2011, I believe, like September 2011.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It is not as far back as me, but we're letting it slide. I feel very old now, considering most of some of the kids in Youth Theatre were born like a year after I joined, so that's fun.
Yeah, that must be a bit daunting.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it?
So when did you leave as well? When was your last? And what was your last show?
My last show was the Fringe in 2017.
Oh.
So that was a good one to finish on, I think.
Yeah. Fringe is always a nice one to end on. There's so much more emotion behind it as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I think it's just because it sort of hits you because you're doing one of the biggest things, that Youth Theatre really do. And then you're all ending it together and everyone knows sort of it's the end for these people. So you have this emotional bit in this car park in Edinburgh.
Yeah. So you had it best, really. You got 3 Edinburgh trips then.
Yeah, I did.
13, 15 and 17. That's all right, isn't it?
Had a lot of fun with it as well, but got to have the full Youth Theatre experience.
Yeah.
Well, and more so.
And also, yeah.
But going back to 2012, really, that was Bugsy Malone. That was my last show, and that was a role that allowed you to sing the song Tomorrow. And I remember that rehearsal where you showed everyone for the first time and how you blew everyone away. Were you quite nervous playing that role?
Yeah, I think it was quite scary because everyone else was singing with quite low voices like this, and I was obviously pre-puberty, so the only way I could sing it was really high up. And I thought, it's getting embarrassing. Everyone's going to think, he's very girly, which isn't really too bad now. But when you're a 12-year-old boy being, in that sort of circumstance, you sort of take it on worse than it is. But I think Youth Theatre in that rehearsal gave me the confidence to be like that. It sort of shows you don't have to be following the crowd and doing it how other people do it. You can sort of do it in your own way. So that was quite nice.
It was iconic. I remember that. It was an iconic moment in Youth Theatre.
I never thought it'd be an iconic moment. I'm going to cherish that.
Yeah.
Well, it's just you sweeping away as well.
I think I had a thing with doing that in most shows afterwards as well. I ended up being the sweeper. Just like Peter Botley died in everyone. And then
Everyone always had their thing at Youth Theatre, didn't they, as well?
Yeah. Everyone had their own little moment. It was quite nice.
Yeah. So going back to the Fringe of what you mentioned, usually at the Fringe there'd be one newsletter called the Daily Grot. I've recently brought it back as the monthly Grot, just to give an update to everyone. But you had a different take, and you put your own newsletter out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I put too much effort into it as well. It's the Daily Cat. And I think I did it that first year because I just ended up going on Microsoft Paint because it was the only thing they had on there. And I was like, I'm going to make a really B-tech newspaper with competition. And it weren't very happy. But...
No, because I was helping out with the Daily Grot at the time, and then you came out and everyone had this resurgence for the Daily Cat, and you also had like little cartoons in it as well. Comic strips.
I think I have all of them under my bed somewhere.
I'd love to see it again.
I might have to dig them up. I'll do it afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll add it in at the end.
They're laying around somewhere, as well as I have all the Fringe. What are they called?
Lanyards.
Like those, and also the booklets that you get with all the stuff on them.
Oh right, yeah. Fringe Guide,
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Another thing that you were quite renowned for was your ukulele skills. And it feels like there's always been at least one person since you've left that has played the ukulele in Youth Theatre. When we were at Pando Festival, there was Sophie with ukulele as well, wasn't she? Yeah.
That's a Youth Theatre stamp, actually.
She's definitely taken up that mantle at the moment.
So I passed.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying, I remember when she was playing at the what's it called, the cabaret. Is it the cabaret? And she had to get someone to tune the ukulele, so she had to bring that into the crowd. get me to
she,
shoot.
she does mention, and she does thank you for that quite a lot.
I'm forever grateful.
How do you feel about introducing, or it may have been there before I joined, but how do you feel about introducing the ukulele to youth theatre?
Well, it's quite an honour to be the person who brought it. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I remember I used to go to some of the cabarets before I was in youth theatre because my sister was in it, but I don't remember seeing ukulele.
I don't think it was. I think it became cool like when you kind of started it. Just like in the general world as well.
I am.
Yeah.
Really brought it in. Yeah, I haven't got. I used to have like 10 ukuleles, but I think I now only have one because my mum took them all up to Sussex. So I've only got one ukulele now. But...
Oh, it's a little sad.
Yeah.
I think ukuleles are such a fun instrument, though, and I think they seem to like fit so well in youth theatre, like having those little backstage instrument plays and everything. It's quite nice. That and a piano.
So, do you have any favourite moments or any favourite shows that you were in?
Yeah, I think when we did Vision at the Fringe 2015, that was quite a highlight. I mean, it was just such a fun musical. Everyone loves the songs, and it was just a nice moment. But I think that time in the car park, I think that was the hardest hitting for me because it was so many members that I'd been in with my whole life. But also Bugsy Malone, I remember, because I was quite good friends with Sam Burke, and then he left like straight away. 1 year in,
I did return, as you always do.
Yeah, always made a comeback. I don't know. And now it all has its highlights. I think I enjoyed a lot of youth theatre because it was always, I think, you got really excited about after school on a Thursday, you get to go youth theatre, and sometimes be on a Sunday, you get to spend a whole day together, bring some snacks, just do the things you love with the people you love. So it's quite nice.
Yeah, I think I missed that about it on a Sunday. Yeah. Like everyone, you were there for the whole day. Like there was no. there was no schedule. Like they're really on top of everything with scheduling now. And there was no schedule. It was just like everyone there on a Sunday, and you just have to rehearse from like 10 until 6 at night or something.
I feel like whenever you try and plan something out, it ends up going the complete opposite. Like when we do band practice now, it's like, all right, we're going to stick to this, and then half the time we end up overlapping because you get so concentrated on one thing. But it's kind of good because it shows you want to make everything to the best you can, and it sort of shows stuff like that can't really stick to a schedule. You sort of have to. Have patience with it.
Definitely.
So yeah, speaking of band practice, what are you up to now? Tell us everything.
Everything. Well, I work 3 jobs. Not currently. Actually, no, I work 3 jobs currently. I work at a dental practice, Heifer's Electricals, sell youth theatre tickets, and also on a flower stall, which is quite fun.
Oh,
and
cool.
also do have a band on the side as well, which is quite nice.
Right, let's talk about your band quite a lot. give us a sell because you just released a new single as well, haven't you?
Which is great.
Oh yeah, a new single. Thank you. I think it's our favourite release so far because with our previous releases we were so very fixated on it has to be like this and it has to be really different. But then now it was sort of let's just stick to basics. Let's not try and overcomplicate it. And I think it's come out very well and it's getting a better received. I'm losing my English. A better
response.
Yeah. Just because it's got more of that easy listen vibe to it, and we're quite happy to it. And we've written a few more songs in that same sort of style, but we can't really finish them currently because everyone's busy working. But
take a cheeky car trip over to Jake Day's North Acre Studios.
North Acre. It's lovely. Whenever we go there, he always shows us these pedals that we can't afford, and then we show him our pedals. He's like, I'm going to have to buy one of those now. And it's,
yeah.
I feel like cycle of us just both trying to buy things we can't afford.
He's a good lad. He's got such a good gear collection. Anyway, off the point.
I haven't got my rig currently. I'm sort of having to use the plugins on Cubase, which is horrific.
Oh, wow. Right, yeah.
Just getting used to it, but I think our current plan is we're going to try and record things at home and then send them to each other to bounce into one file.
Right, yeah.
So
sweet.
That's a fun process.
I mean...
Also, Stan, you failed to mention your band's name as well.
Oh, shit. I'm not very good at that, to be honest. We're called Deep City. Formed in 2014. Still going. 6 years going.
That's quite a long time, really, to be fair.
Yeah, it's because for the first couple of years we weren't really doing much, to be honest. It was very, do a few 1975 covers here and there. But it was like once we went to college and we had the recording facilities, it was like we could actually get into it. Oh, my laptop's on low battery.
Technical difficulties. Yeah, I think your first things you were doing with the band were like, was there like One Direction? You did like a couple like One Direction silly things or something. Like, am I making that up completely? You did like a.
I can't remember us doing any One Direction.
Was it One Direction?
I'm sort of now.
Or it was like, you were like, we're the boy band, and it was very much like.
Yeah, I think it didn't help. We sort of were going with the whole, long fringes or hair pushed back with the shaved sides and stuff.
Yeah.
And One Direction were going with that. And when you're two boy bands with the same sort of style, I'd say definitely different sound-wise.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
It sort of doesn't help when you get compared. I mean, everyone at school was like, the same person cut all your hairs.
Oh, no, I mean, like, sound-wise, I'd say totally different. It's just, I'm sure I remember, like, watching, like, a funny video where it was, like, we're, like, the boy band and, like, you should love us or something. I don't know, it was I might be...
Is it? I think I did an advert for one of our EPs.
Yeah, it would have been like an advert.
Our faces onto One Direction.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was one of my favourite ads to make. I was trying to do one for Joyride, but our drummer's like saying you have to go with a serious approach, a serious look. So sadly, I had to put my tactics to the side. But maybe next time, next single.
So are you signed then with that? Just for any of the budding like youth theatre musicians and stuff that might be interested in music. How did you go about? You've been around for a while now and you play gigs. What kind of goes on with it?
We sort of find, like, we didn't really do anything serious until we went to college because we became friends with this group called Staycations. And they were doing quite well at the time, and they had this manager called Tim. And then they got us to Junction Fiver. So Junction Fiver is good to contact. Gary Brown, he usually is good at giving you slots on the Junction. That's a good stage. And then Tim watched us there, and then he sort of told us that he thinks we have potential. And then he managed to get these other gigs because as soon as you get that foot in, it's a good chance to take advantage of what's there. Because when you're new to the scene, people sort of get excited about the hype. And you can see, like, we're with this band called Among the Citizens, and they've managed to now go on loads of tours because of it. We're starting to go on tour, hopefully, at the end of the year. So it sort of opens so many doors once you just sort of message everyone. But Gary Brown's a good start at the Fiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with that.
I can vouch for that as well. Yeah, it was good to see Nick back in the day. That was an old plug.
So Stan, have you got any words of wisdom, any advice for current youth theatre members?
Words of wisdom. Don't pee in sinks.
I've told a few of them about that story, but...
did it come out at Cabaret or something? You said something about it. God, yeah.
There's been many of...
There was a picture passed around the Fringe of a stick figure with Sandberg's face on it and a sink. I can't remember the whole story.
Oh, my days.
Notorious. He's notorious.
Yeah. Any other words of wisdom? I'm just blank. I'm not very a wise person, to be honest. You shouldn't come to me for these words.
Well, even if it's a wise thing in terms of the music industry.
Oh yeah. Always have a spare pack of strings.
That's good.
I've had a string snap every time, and there was one time we were playing with this metal band, and I had to use one of their guitars. There was no tone to it. It was just muffled, and I was just completely thrown off guard with it.
Yeah, so I had the same situation. That's a good shout there because we did like a gig in Huntingdon for like the light switch on, and I took my guitar out the case and it was so cold. It was freezing outside and it was so cold. The string, as I took the guitar out, just snapped. I didn't even touch it. No. It just snapped because it was, I guess, the instant change in temperature from it like coming out of its case. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And I had to use someone else's guitar. And it was just completely threw me off. I didn't know how the knobs worked. It was just yeah.
It's always very daunting when you get given a complicated guitar. Like I'm very used to just little switch, 2 knobs, you're sorted. And then someone is like, oh, we've got these 5 switches that do so what, and then there's this extra knob that no one knows what it really does, but just have it all the way up. And then it's like, oh, and it also has a pedal built in, so you have to sort of switch, and it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, my sound was awful for that gig. It's rubbish. Yeah. It's a good bit of advice.
all been there. That's my worst.
Thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate that.
Cheers, buddy.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining. And stay safe.
Oh yeah, you too. Stay safe.
Right, see you later, Stan. Thank you very much.
Bye. It's alright.
Right, we can.